PHP is a popular general-purpose scripting language that is especially suited to web development. Fast, flexible, and pragmatic, PHP powers everything from your blog to the most popular websites in the world. You can add, delete, modify elements within your database through PHP. Using PHP, you can restrict users to access some pages of your website. It can also encrypt data. PHP performs system functions, that is, from files on a system, it can create, open, read, write, and close them. Along with that, it can handle forms, that is, gathering data from files, save data to a file, or through email, you can send data, return data to the user. Hello learners, in this tutorial, we will be learning about the PHP.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoy this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video, any queries or suggestions, and I will also respond to your comments.
Hello learners, let's get started with the course of PHP. My name is Gaurav and welcome to Great Learning. Moving to the agenda, first we will be discussing about what is PHP, its application, its syntax. Then we will see the installation of PHP. Moving further, we will be knowing about comments in PHP along with variables. And then we will see variable scope, that is global variable, static variable and local variable. Following that, we will be also knowing that different data types in PHP along with control statements such as if, else, and then we will see loops such as while and for. Then moving ahead, we will be discussing about different types of operators: arithmetic, relational, logical, bitwise. Then moving next, we will be discussing about what is a string and different functions that are involved in a string. And also we will be knowing about functions and what are the different arguments that can be passed inside a function. Then we will be knowing about call by value as well as call by reference. And at last we will be discussing about arrays. So in arrays we are having three different types of arrays in PHP: indexed array, associative arrays and multidimensional array. So we will discuss each topic in detail. Now let's see what is PHP. So PHP is an open source scripting language that is used to provide secure web fronts. In simple words, we can say that it provides people to make web pages, right? Also, it is used to execute it on the server as a back-end language. Yeah. So PHP is used as a back-end language. So let's take an example of Google Chrome. We never know the logic of Google Chrome of the backend. How is it working, right? Because if somebody knows the logic of Google Chrome, then other company will copy the logic and then they will create their own search engine, right? So that's what. So PHP will be executed, but nobody knows, right, which language you are using at backend. So PHP is the language that is used for the backend. Now, next point, it is free to download to use. So it's an open source language. You can download it from internet. And also PHP can be applied in HTML syntax, right? So if you want to make a website, you can use PHP in a backend. So this is a basic idea about PHP. Now moving next, let's see the syntax of PHP. So the syntax of PHP is here is a less than symbol, and then you will write question mark, and then you will write PHP, and inside that you will write the statements, whatever you want to write, and then we will write once again question mark, and then we will write here greater symbol. So this is the basic syntax of PHP. Now let's see some applications of PHP. As I told you that PHP is used to develop web pages, right? Along with that, PHP is also used to create GUI applications. PHP is also used in graphic design as well as image processing. Next, it is also used in graphical representation, such as it is used in charts, it is used in graphs, as well as for scattering dot plots also you can use PHP. Now we will be seeing the installation of PHP. So for PHP installation, I will be installing XAMPP as well as Visual Studio, right? I will going on my Google Chrome, and here I will click on XAMPP. Just type there XAMPP, and here you will see the first link, XAMPP installer and download for Apache friends. I will click on this, and Here you can see that I'm having XAMPP for Windows, right? So I will click on this. So what is XAMPP here? So you can see that XAMPP is the most popular PHP development environment, right? Now, as I told you that I have to install Visual Studio also. So I will click on Visual Studio Code. And here you can see that this is the first link of Visual Studio Code. Let it open it. And now if I scroll down, then I can see that I am having Visual Studio Code for Windows and then Mac and then Linux also. So I will be installing for Windows. So I'm clicking on this. And here you can see that it's installing for me, right? So yeah, let it install. Now here you can see that my XAMPP as well as my Visual Studio Code has been installed. Now I will go on the folder downloads. So I will go on the downloads option. So here you can see that in downloads, I'm having XAMPP and Visual Studio, right? So I will click on XAMPP and it's asking me the permission. I will give yes. And then you can see that here is asking continue with installation. I will say yes. And then I will click on OK. I will click on next. Then just go on next. So yeah, now it's asking me select a folder. So you can see that it's in my C drive. So I will just copy this. And then I will click on next. Language will be English. So now you can see that it's telling setup is ready to begin. Install XAMPP on your computer. I will click on next. And then it's taking time to install. Let's wait to install this XAMPP. So you can see that now is asking for the finish. So I will click on finish. Then you can see that here I am getting Apache and MySQL. So just click on here start and just click on MySQL start. Now this Apache and MySQL is running. Now what I will do, I will go on Google Chrome, and here if I'm typing localhost, so on localhost you can see that I'm getting this page, right? So I'll just click on PHP MyAdmin, and you can see that we are at PHP MyAdmin. Now what I will do here, I will install Visual Studio. So once again, I will go on downloads, and then here I will install Visual Studio. So just click on I accept the agreement and then click on next, install. So it will install here, and just click on finish to complete the Visual Studio Code setup. I am already having Visual Studio, so I will just skip this. And now after this, what I will do, just go on this PC, and where was your folder? Your folder was a local disk C XAMPP, right? And after going into this folder, just see where is htdocs, right? So just see htdocs folder. So htdocs folder, you will see all these files. Now create here one folder. I'll create a new folder here, Great Learning. And inside this, I will click on the right button of my mouse, and here you can see the option open with code. This is Visual Studio Code. So I will click this, and you can see that I am getting Great Learning here, right? So now what I will do, I will just close this and I will click on this button. So it's asking me to create a new file. I will click on it, and then I will write here one dot, and since I will be working in PHP, so I'll write here PHP. So this is my PHP file, right? Now what I will do, so now let's write the basic syntax of PHP. So before writing the basic syntax of PHP, let's see that if it's opening or not. So I will just go on Google Chrome, and here I will write localhost, and here you can see that it's showing Great Learning. So if I'm executing it, it's showing one.php, right? So in one.php, if I'm opening, so here you can see that I'm not seeing anything in. The reason is because I didn't started coding yet. So now what I will do, I will write a basic code in PHP. So let me write the syntax of PHP, and inside this I will write simple echo. So we will study about echo later, but as of now you just know that echo is used to display the output on the screen, right? So inside this echo I will write welcome to Great Learning, and I will put semicolon, and then I will save it with Control S. And if I am going to my website, and if I am here refreshing it, you can see that I am getting welcome to Great Learning. So this is my website, and here you can see that I am using PHP in backend. So this is the basic idea about the PHP installation. So now let's see what is comments in PHP. So here comments are the description of information or details of source code in a program, right? And also it is ignored by compiler and will not execute. Now you might have a question when we can use comments. So let's take an example of any code. Let's suppose that if we are writing a code in PHP and inside that we are using some functions or method, and if we want to give the brief description about that function or method, then we can write it into the comment, right? So suppose that if you are writing any program and after 2 to 3 years if you want to recall that program, so comment will be helpful at that time, right? Because you will give the information about that code. So as we know, the syntax of PHP is less than, then question mark, then we will write PHP, and if we want to close, then I will write here question mark, and then it will be a greater than symbol, right? And inside that I will write some functions, right? So inside that, let's suppose that if I'm writing echo function, so as of now you just understand that echo function is used to display the output on the screen, right? So inside this echo function I will write hello world, okay? And then what I will do, I will use comment. So I will write echo function is used to print, or you can say that echo function is used to display the output on screen. So what will happen here, when I will execute this program, then this comment will not be executed. So that's why I have written here it is ignored by the compiler and will not execute, right? Now let's move to multi-line comments. So in multi-line comments I can write here slash and then asterisk, and if I want to close, then I can write asterisk and then slash, and inside that I can write a piece of information in multiple lines, right? Now let's see the coding example of this comment. So first I will write the syntax of PHP. So I will write less than and then question mark, and then I will write PHP, and inside this let me close. So I will close this, and inside this PHP I will write echo, and I will write here welcome to Great Learning. And after that what I will do, I will use comments. I will write here comments. So for comment symbol will be double slash. This is a single line comment. So I will write here echo function is used to display the output on screen, right? Now let me execute this. So I will press Ctrl S, and now here if I am refreshing it, you can see that I am getting welcome to Great Learning, right? So this was all about single line comment, right? Let me write here C, right? Echo. So now moving to multi-line comments, as I told you that I can write a piece of information in multiple lines, right? So let me write it. So what's the syntax of multi-line comments? I will write here slash, and then I will write here asterisk, and then after that I will close this with, right? So here you can see that this is the syntax for multi-line comments. Now as I told you that whatever is written inside a comment, it will be ignored by the compiler. So let me execute this, but before that let me write some more points. So I will write here, let's suppose I'm writing here Gaurav, and then I'm writing Great Learning. So you can see that I'm writing a piece of information in different lines, right? And let's take any random thing. I will write CGD, anything, and I will press Ctrl S to save it. And now if I'm going and if I'm executing here, you can see that I am again getting the welcome to Great Learning, right? So this was all about single line and multi-line comments. So moving next, we are having variables. So what are variables? So variables are used to store values, right? And if you want to declare a variable in PHP, then you have to use the dollar symbol, right? So let's suppose if I want to create a variable, so I will write first dollar, and then I will write var variable, and I can assign the value as 1, and even you can assign any value, right? Next, we are having variable name is case sensitive in PHP. So what do you mean by case sensitive? That means uppercase letters and lowercase letters are treated to be different. Let's take an example. Suppose this is a variable. So I'm writing here $var, and this is a variable $var. So here you can see this is a uppercase letter V, this is a lowercase letter V. So here you can see that this is a capital letter of V, this is a small case letter, right? So it will be treated as different, right? It can't be same. So this is the meaning of case sensitive. Next, we can see that PHP automatically connects with a data type to a variable while giving the value. The best thing about that PHP is that if you are declaring any variable, let's suppose that I'm writing dollar and I'm writing here var, then you don't have to define its data type. If you are writing here 1, then PHP will automatically associate with the data type. It will get to know that it's integer data type. Similarly, if you are writing 1.1 and you are writing here, you are creating variable, then it will get to know it's a float data type. And if you're writing, let's suppose here C, then it will get to know it's a character data type. So this is the best thing about PHP. You don't have to declare its data type. It will automatically get to know. Now, moving next, let's see some example of PHP, right? So as I told you that echo function is used to display the output on the screen, right? Now let's see the coding example of it. So for creating a variable, let me first write the syntax of PHP. So I've written the syntax of PHP, and then after that, what I will do, I'll create a variable. So for creating a variable, I will write dollar and let me write variable. And inside this, I will give, let's say the value 1. And if I want to print out this variable, let me write here semicolon. And for printing, I will use echo. And then I will write here variable name, that is $var, right? And let me close. So now you can see this is my variable, and if I want to print out this variable, so let me go on to the website, and on execution you can see that I'm getting the variable value as 1, right? You can also use here, as I told you that in PHP you don't have to declare a data type, so I can use a string variable also. So I can write here dollar variable, and here let me give the variable name as variable 1. I will give here as a variable 2, and here I will write a string value, let's suppose Gaurav I will write here, and then after that I will write dollar var variable 3, and here I can assign 1.1. This is a float value. Now if I want to print out, so let me copy this statement, and here I will give variable 1, variable 2, and then variable 3. And now if I'm executing it, control S I will write, and you can see if I'm getting, then you can see that I'm getting 1 Gaurav 1.1, but I'm getting all this in the same line, right? But I want these values to be printed or to be displayed on the different line. So for that I will be using a br tag, that is an HTML tag, right? So what I will do here, I will write here dot, and then I will write here br, and I will put inside a inverted comma, right? So this is the br tag, that is the HTML that I will use, so that okay. So this is the br tag that I will be using so that I can get the values in different lines. So on, if I'm going to this and then if I'm executing, you can see that I'm getting the values in different line. So this is the basic idea about variable. Now after knowing what variable is, we are having variable scope that is primarily of 3 types. The first one is local variable, global variable, and static variable. So now let's understand what is local variable, right? So local variable is a variable that is declared inside the function, or you can say in the method, and it can't be accessed outside the function, right? Now let's see an example. So this is a simple syntax of PHP, right? So if you want to create a function in PHP, then you can create by writing function and then function name, right? So here I am creating my function, so I have written function, and here I have given the function name marks. So inside this function I have created my local variable and I have assigned the integer data type value to it, right? 96. Now here what's the point? As I was telling you about the local variable, so the point is here I have created the function, and inside this I've created my local variable, right? So I can't access it from the outside the function, right? So if I'm writing outside the function, this function is closed here, right? And if I'm writing outside the function echo, and then if I'm writing echo and then I'm writing dollar marks, then you will get an error. It will not print, right? So if you want to call a function, then how can you call a function? Because we know that we can't directly print function, right? A function has to be revoked or it has to be called, right? I will discuss more about the function later on, but as of now you just know that if you want to print function, then you have to call it, right? So I'm calling the function marks, right, with the function name. So this is the name of the function. If I'm calling it, it will check, oh, my marks value is 96, and inside this function I am having the echo method or echo function, and it will print local variable inside the function is 96, right? But I can't directly write outside the function echo and then I can write the marks. It will not print. Let me give you an idea by showing you the practical example. So now let's see the example. First I will create the syntax of PHP, and then after that I will create a function. So for creating a function I will write function. This is the syntax and the function name. So let's suppose that function name is, you can see that student I will take here, and inside this student function I will create a variable that is local variable, because local variable is created inside a function or method, you can say. So I will write here $marks and I will assign the value. So I'm taking here integer value. So I will write here, let's suppose 87, and then after that I will write here echo, and then I will write inside this echo the marks of a student is, and then I will write here dot. So dot is used for concatenation, right? So here I will write $marks, right? Now you might have a question that if you want to print this function, right, then how you can print this function? You can't directly print this function, you have to call it the function, right? So this is my function, right? Now as I told you that function can't be directly printed, you have to call it function. Let me show you. So this is the function that I have created, right? Now as I told you that if you want the statement inside a function to be printed out, you have to call the function, right? See, let me check it. Right now I'm not calling this function, right? And if I'm pressing Ctrl S and if I'm going and then seeing, you can see that nothing has been printed, right? So to print this out inside the function, I have to call this function. So I will write here student. And now, so if you want to call a function, then just write a function name, right? So now I will call this function, and you can see that I'm getting the marks of a student is 87, right? But I was telling about the local variable, right? I was telling that local variable can't be accessed outside the function, right? So my function has been closed here, right? Now if I'm writing here echo and then I'm writing here dollar and then marks, so can I access my local variable? Let me check. And if you can see that I'm getting an error, right? Because as I told you that local variable can't be accessed outside the function. So this was the concept about local variable. So the next variable we are having is global variable. So what is global variable? Global variable is generally declared outside the function and it can be accessed throughout the program, right? Now global variable can be accessed inside the function using global keyword. As I told you that global variable can be accessed throughout the program, but if you want to access inside the function, then you have to use the global keyword. Let's see. So this is my syntax of PHP, and inside this you can see that global variable is declared outside the function, and I've given the name as ADT at tech, and here I've written a string value, welcome to Great Learning. Then I've created my function, and inside this function you can see that I've written my global variable with the global keyword. So here I've written global, and then I've written the name of my global variable, that is EDT, and do not forget to write dollar before that. And then I'm writing here echo, and then I'm writing variable which is inside the function, and then I'm writing here dot to concatenate, and then after that I'm calling this function, right? Now as I told you that this is a global variable, that means it can be accessed throughout the program, right? So I can write outside the function also echo, and I can write variable which is outside the function, and once again I am doing the concatenation. Now let's see the example in practical coding of global variable. So now, okay, so let me here write my global variable. So I will write here dollar, and then I will write, let's say at tech I will write as a variable name, and I will write here great learning. So this is my global variable because I have declared outside the function, and this is my function. So inside this function, if I want to declare global variable, then I have to write global, and then I will write here at tech. Now what I will do here, let me remove this. I will write the tech company name is, the tech company name is, and then I will write here. Now I will write $ADT. So this is my function, right? If I want to call this function, then I have to write the function name. So I've written here student, right? As I told you that this is a global variable, that means it can be accessed throughout the program. So what I will do here, I will write echo, and I will write here the edtech company name outside the function, and then once again I will write dot for concatenation, and then I will write here dollar and the name of the company edtech, right? And the name is edtech, right? So we have to write here edtech. Now if I'm executing it, on execution, you can see that the edtech company name is great learning. The edtech company name outside the function is great learning. But you can see that I am getting the output in the same line. So for getting the value in different line, we can use the HTML BR tag. So now what I will do, I will use BR tag. So let me write here BR tag. So if now I'm executing, then you can see that I'm getting the edtech company name is great learning, the edtech company name outside the function great learning. So this was the idea about global variable. So the last variable that we are having is static variable. So what is static variable? So if I'm writing here, let's say variable name. So if I want to declare a variable in PHP, I will write first dollar, and then I will write variable. So to declare a static variable, I will write here static. So this is my static variable. Okay. So static keyword is used before the variable to declare a static variable, right? Now next is, it is declared in a local function, right? So it will be declared inside a local function. So here you can see that this is my PHP syntax. Inside this I have created my function, and inside this function I have created a static variable. So static variable is declared inside a local function. Now here you can see that inside this function I am doing the increment, right? And after that I'm writing echo, and inside echo I'm writing static variable marks is, and then I'm concatenating it, right? And after that I'm using br html tag, and I'm closing this function. Now you can see that if you want to call any function, then you have to write the function name for calling it. So here, if you're calling this function, you can see that static value was 87, right? Now there will be increment, then I will be getting 88, right? So as we know that echo is used to display the output on screen, so I will be getting the static variable marks is 88, right? Now this function will end. Always remember, static variable will not lose its value when the function is ended. So here you can see that first time I am calling, I am getting 88. Now once again I am recalling this function. So now my static variable is 88, right? Now if I am calling it, then there will be increment, and my new value will be 89, and there will be a print of 89 value. Again, once again I am calling through my function name. Again there will be increment here, and my new value will be 90. So this is the concept of static variable. Now let's see in the practical example. Now let's execute then the concept of static variable. So this is the function student, and inside this, let me write here, I will declare here static variable. So I will write here static, and then I will write here marks, and let me assign as 87. And after that, what I will do, I will do the increment, right? And then I will writing the marks of the student. I'll write here the marks of the student is, and then I will write here marks. So this is my function, right? Now if I want to call this function, what I will do here, I will write here the function name itself. So let me write echo br inside this function, because I will call this function several times, so I want all the values to be printed on the next line, right? Now let me execute this. So here on executing, you can see that the marks of the student is 88, right? Because there has been an increment. So this is the first time I'm calling this function. Now if I'm calling again once again, then you can see that I am getting the marks of the student is 89. So why I'm getting this? Because static variable will not lose its value when the function exits, right? Once again, if I'm calling it student, and then you can see that, so the new marks value will be 90, right? The marks of the student is 90. So this was my static variable. So this was the concept of static variable. Whereas if we have taken the local variable, and if we are calling the local variable, so the value will not be incremented again and again. My value will be 88. Even though if I call it the several times, then also my value will be 88. But in case of static variable, there will be the increment 88, 89 and 90. So next we are having echo and print function. So what is echo function? So as I told you the formal definition of echo, it is used to display the output on screen, right? But remember, echo doesn't have any return value, right? So if you want to write an echo function, then you can write echo, and then you can write echo. So you can write this echo with parenthesis, and you can also write echo without parenthesis, right? So it can be used with or without parenthesis. Now moving ahead, let's see the example. Well, we have already seen the example of echo, right? So here you can see this is a syntax of PHP. Inside that I have created a variable information, and this is a string variable. Welcome to great learning, I've written here, and then I'm writing echo function, and inside that I'm writing information is welcome to great learning, right? This dollar information, this is my variable, so it will print welcome to great learning. So this is the basic idea about echo. Now coming to the print function. So just like echo, it is also used to display the output on the screen, but in print it returns the value as 1, that is integer value, right? And it can be also used with or without parenthesis. So you can write print function like this also, and you can also write print function in this way too, right? Always remember that in print multiple arguments cannot be passed, whereas in echo you can pass multiple arguments. So now this is an example of print function. You can write the basic syntax of PHP, and inside that you can write print great learning. So let me show you the example. First I will write print statement. So I will write here the basic syntax of PHP, and then after that I will write here print, and then I will write welcome to great learning. And then I will close this. And now if I'm executing it, now it's showing welcome to great learning. So you can see that print function is also used to display the output on the screen, right? And echo I have already showed you, but once again I will show you echo. If I'm writing and then executing, then you can see that I will be getting the same output, welcome to great learning. So this was the basic idea about echo and print. Next we are having data types. So let's see what are different data types present in PHP. So in PHP we are basically three types of data types: scalar data types, special types of data types are there, and then compound data types. So in scalar data types, we are having predefined data types, which we have already seen earlier. So in this, we are having integer, float, string, and boolean. As we know that integer consists of integer value, that is 1, 2, and so on, right? Now coming to the float, it contains decimal value, that means 1.235, for example. Now coming to the string, string is a sequence of characters, right? So I can write Gaurav, and you have to put the string into double quotes. Now next we are having boolean. So boolean will give us true or false, right? So now, as I told you that in PHP, you don't have to declare data type, right? So if you are creating any variable, so I will write dollar and then I will write variable. And if I am giving here one, then it will automatically associate, yeah, that this is a integer data type. If I'm writing here 1.532, then it will get to know, yeah, this is a float data type. Similarly for string, if I'm writing dollar variable is equal to Gaurav, then it will get to know there's a string data type, right? So the next data type we are having compound data type, right? So this is a user defined data type, as you will see about the array. So what do you mean by array? So array store multiple values in a single variable, right? Now object we will see in ops concept, right? Object oriented programming. And then we are having the special types also, that is resource and null, right? Now coming to the null, it is a special data type. That means there is no value assigned, right? And then we are having also resource in special types. So these are the basic idea about different data types present in PHP. Now let's see the practical example. So now let's see the implementation of different data types. So I will write here dollar. Let's say I will write here integer, and inside this I can give 1, 2, 3. Now after that I will create a string variable, and inside this I will give Gaurav. Now after that I will create a float variable, so I will write float, and then I will give the value 9.0789. And now let me execute this. So if I want to execute, then I can have two methods. The first one is echo and the another one is print. Both function will display the output on the screen. So I am using here echo, and then I'll write here echo $int, the name of the integer variable, and then I'll write echo br, and let me copy and paste this. And here I will change the variable name as a string, and here I will change with float. And now I will execute this. So let me execute. Before executing, I will put one more quotes here. Now go and then br, right? So now if I'm executing this, so on execution, you can see that I'm getting the value of 123 Gaurav and this float value. Now there is one more function that I will be using is variable dump. So variable dump will give me the data type with its value. Now let me execute with the variable dump. So what I will do here, I will write here echo, and then I will write variable dump, and inside this I will write the variable of integer, let's suppose, right? And if I'm executing it, then you can see that I'm getting the data type, that is int, and then I'm getting the value 123, right? Similarly, I can do it for string also, right? So what I will do here, let me copy this so that I can get the string value on next line, and again I will copy this and paste this, and inside that I will write my string variable. So I'll write here string, and now if I'm executing it, you can see I am getting string 6 and then Gaurav, right? So this is giving me data type, that is string data type, and Gaurav along with the length. If you count the length of this string, I am having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Let's suppose that if I'm writing here Gaurav Singh, and if I'm executing, then you can see that I'm getting the length as 11, right? So this was the basic idea about different types of data types. Moving next, let's see what is control statements. So in control statements, first we are having if statement, right? So if statement will execute whenever the condition is true, right? And what happens if the condition is false? So if the condition is false, statement will be skipped, right? So let's see in syntax an example. So if I'm creating here, let's say variable $age, and I am giving the age as 25, right? So here in if condition, if I am giving $age is greater than 18, and then inside this I am writing echo, and then I'm writing person is eligible for vaccination, right? So if I'm writing this, so you will see that this statement will execute, right? Because the age is 25, right? And 25 is greater than 18. What happens instead of 25, if I am writing here age, let's say 17. So now if we see this statement, 17 is greater than 18, no. So this statement will not execute and it will skip it. So this is about if statement. So the next statement we are having if and else. So if the condition is true, then the part will be executed. If the condition is false, else will be executed, right? Let's take the same example. If I'm writing here $age, this is my variable, and if I am writing here 25, and in the first condition inside this if I am writing $age is, let's suppose that is greater than 27, right? So here if I am giving this $age is greater than 27, so my age is 25. So is 25 greater than 27? No. So if statement will be skipped, and now it will jump to the else statement. So whatever the inside this else statement is there, it will be executed. So you can see that condition is true, if part will be executed. If condition is false, else will be executed. So this is about if and else statements. Now moving next, we are having if else if statement, right? So now when we will use if, else if or else, so let's see the condition. So as you can see that it is used to set out a new condition when first condition is false. Suppose if I am writing here if, so as we know that the if statement will execute when the statement is true, right? Now coming to the else if, so else if statement will execute if this condition is false and this condition 2 is true, then it will execute, right? And if both conditions are false, then it will jump to the else statement and it will execute, right? So here it is written as execute if both the above condition are false, right? So we got a little bit idea about conditional statement. Let's see in the practical example to get more clarity over this. So now let's start with if and else statement. So I will create a variable $age, and inside this I will give the value as, let's suppose, 27, and after this I will write here if age is greater than 18, and then inside this I will write echo, let's say person is eligible for vaccination, right? And I will give another condition, let's say else. In other cases I'll give echo not eligible. Now let me save it, and now if I'm executing, you can see that age is 27, right? So it will see 27 is greater than 18. So inside this if statement it will print person is eligible for vaccination. So on executing, you can see that we are getting person is eligible for vaccination, right? Now what I will do here, instead of 27, if I am writing here 15, then you will see now this if condition is not satisfying because 15 is not greater than 18. So it will jump into the else statement and it will print not eligible. So let me save this, and if I am refreshing it, you can see that not eligible, right? So this was the idea about if and else. Now I was talking about else if statement also, right? So let me give one more condition. So if I'm giving condition here else if, and inside that if I'm giving suppose age, is greater than 45, and then I'm writing echo, and then I will write person will get the vaccination on priority. So let me save this, and here you can see the age is 15, right? I will change age here, let's suppose 46, and now after saving, if I'm executing it, you can see that I'll get my output person is eligible for vaccination, right? Now here you can see that my age is 46, right? And here I've used the else if condition. Then also the statement inside the if condition is executed, right? You can see here person is eligible for vaccination. The reason is, so here you can see that inside if I'm writing if 46 is greater than 18, then it will print whatever is inside this if condition, right? And once it is printed, it will skip all the conditions below it. Now if I want to print it here, what I will do, if I'm writing here, suppose if age is less than 18, person is not eligible for vaccination, and here I will give age is greater than or equal to 18, then I will give person will get the vaccination on priority. Okay, now this is my condition. Now if you see, or else in other cases it will give not eligible. Now let me save this, and if now I'm executing, you can see that person will get the vaccination on priority, right? So this was my condition. So this was all about if, and then else statement. Moving next, we are having switch case statements. So switch case statements are multi-branch statements. Now let's understand how does the switch case works. So here I will write switch, and inside this switch I will pass a parameter. Let's say the parameter name is $x. Now inside this switch I will take the case. So here I am writing case 1, right? So if $x value is equal to 1, so whatever the statements are inside this case 1, it will be executed, right? And suppose if $x value is here 2, then it will not be execute, it will execute, right? X equal to 2. And once the execution has been done, then it will break. That means all the below statements will be skipped. Next, so let's suppose that neither I'm giving 1 nor 2. If I'm giving some other value, let's suppose I'm writing here $x is equal to 5, then I will create here default, and inside default whatever the statements are there, that will be executed. So this is the basic idea. Now let's see the practical example of this. So what I will do, first I will create a variable. So I will write here $x, let's suppose I will give here the value as 15, and after that I'm writing here switch, and inside this switch I will pass this variable $x. And now what I will do, I will take here case. So here I will take case 15, right? And inside this case what I will do, inside this case I will write here echo, and I will write the number is 15, and then after this I will write here break, and then I will write here case, let's suppose 14, and let me copy and paste the same thing here. So Control C, and then I will write here Control V. Now I will take one more case default. So inside this default I will write echo other value. Now what I will do, I will execute it. So let me save, and now if I'm executing it, so you can see that on execution I'm getting the number is 15, right? Why? Because I have given the variable here 15. Now if I'm changing the variable from 15 to 14, so here you will see the case 14, right? It's matching, so it will give the number as, let me write here 14. Now after saving, if I'm executing it, then you will see the number is 14. Similarly for default also, if I'm giving some other value, let's suppose 23, then you will see I'm getting my output as other value. Let me execute here, so you can see that other value. So this was about switch case. Now let's see what is loop. So loop is a repetition of a sequence of instruction to reach a certain condition, right? So generally we are having two types of loop. First one is for loop and the another one is while loop, right? So let's see the syntax of for loop. How does for loop work in PHP? So here if I'm writing here for, and here this is the initialization part, right? So for loop is having three parts. The first part is the initialization, second one is the condition, and the third one is the increment or decrement. So let's create a variable. So here I will write a variable $a and I will assign it to the value 0, right? So this is my initialization part. Now I will write here condition. So let's say the condition that this variable is less than 10, right? And after that I can give the increment or decrement. Now I will give here the increment. So I will write here $a plus plus, right? Now inside this for loop, what I will do, I will write here a statement, right? So I will write here echo and then I will write here $a, right? So I will getting the value of a. So how does exactly for loop work? So here you can see that a is equal to 0. This is my first part of loop. Second, it will check the condition, right? Is 0 is less than 10? Yeah, this condition is satisfying. So it will print 0. So this will be my third part. So it will print 0, right? Now after that, once it will print 0, now it will go for update, right? So after updating, the value will be 1. Now once again it will check the condition, is 1 less than 10? Yeah, so once again it will print 1. Similarly, after printing 1, it will go for update. So the new value will be 2. Is 2 less than 10? Yes, once again it will print 2. Similarly, it will go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's suppose here if I am getting the value as 9, right? So after getting 9, it will go for the increment. So here the new value will be 10, right? So it will check once again condition, is 10 less than 10? Is this condition is true? No. So the loop will end. So this is the working of for loop. Now coming to the while loop. So it is having one control condition and will execute till condition is true. Now let's understand with examples. So here if I am creating a variable and I will assign the value as 0 here. Now what I will do, I will put a condition. So I will write here while loop and here I will put the condition a is less than 5, and inside this I will write echo and I will write $a, right? And then I will do the increment, that is post increment here. So you can see that my value is 0. So inside while loop you can see that 0 is less than 5, right? Now this condition is satisfying. So what it will do, it will print 0 and then after that it will go for the increment. So my new value will be now 1, right? So now once again it will check 1 less than 5, right? Once again it will print 1, then there will be increment. My new value will be 2. Is 2 less than 5? Yes. Once again it will satisfy the condition, it will print 2. Now there will be again increment in my value, new value will be 3. 3 less than 5, I will get 3. Similarly I will get 4. Now once I am getting 4, after that you can see that there will be increment in the value and my value will be 5 here, right? So once again it will check the condition, is 5 less than 5? No, this condition will not satisfy. So I am getting the value as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is the logic of while loop. Now let's see in the practical example. So let's start with a for loop. Let me comment it down. I will write here for loop. So for loop I will write a condition simple for, and inside that I will create a variable and I will assign it to the 0, and after that I will give the condition, and let me give the condition as 7, that's a is less than 7. Now I will give the increment. So I will write here $a plus plus, and inside this I will write echo and then I will write simple $a. And after that, as you know, this is a loop, right? So there will be a continuation. So I don't want the value to be printed in the same line. So that's why I write once again echo, and inside that I will write br tag. So I will write here br. Now I will do the execution. So before execution, let me write here this. Now let me save it. And if I'm doing execution, then on execution, you can see that I am getting the value, right? So this was all about for loop. Now let's see about while loop. How does exactly while loop work? So for while loop, what I will do, let me comment here while, and inside while loop, now I will create a variable and now I will write while, and inside this I will put the condition. So I will put the condition is $a is less than 7, and inside this condition I will write echo, and then I will write $a, and after that I will write echo br, and after this I will do the increment. So what's the condition for while loop? Until this condition is true, it will run, right? So let me save it and execute it. So on execution, you can see that I am getting my values from 0 to 6. So this was all about the basic idea about for and while loop. So the next topic that we are having is operators. So we are having different types of operators starting from arithmetic operator. So let's see what is arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operator deals with the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then modulus, and this is the exponential. So now let's see, this means in PHP it's a division, right? And division will give you the quotient, and then so this is a modulus operator. So modulus operator will give you the remainder, right? Whereas division operator will give you the quotient. Now next we are having relation operator, right? So this is a less than, this is greater than, less than equal to operator, greater than equal to operator. This means equal to, and this means not equal to, right? Next we are having logical operators. So in logical operators we are having and, or, and not. So this is a representation, right? Next we are having bitwise operator. So bitwise operator, this symbol means we are having XOR. The name of the symbol is XOR. Then we are having and, or, and this means shift left, right? Whereas this symbol greater than or greater than represents shift right. Now we are having assignment operator. Assignment operator means assigning the value. If I'm writing here, this is a variable in PHP, and if I'm writing this, that means I'm assigning 5 value to this variable. So this is an assignment operator. Next, so now what do you mean by plus equal to? So let's take an example. If I'm writing x plus equal to y, that means x is equal to x plus y, right? Similarly, if I'm writing minus and equal to, that means if I'm writing x minus equal to y, that means x equal to x minus y. So in this way, this assignment operator work, right? Next we are having increment and decrement operators. So here I am having plus plus, that means increment, and minus minus, this is an decrement, right? Okay, so this was the overall concept of operators. So even if you are going for multiplication, if I'm writing here x and then asterisk is equal to y, that means I'm doing multiplication, that is x equal to x into y. Similarly for division as well as modulus. So now let's see the practical example of operators. So let's start with different types of operator. So the first operator that I will start with, arithmetic operator. So I will first comment it down. So I will write here arithmetic operator. So here in arithmetic operator, what I will do, first let me create a variable. So I will create a variable here. I will write $variable1, and I will give value as 5, and then I will write here $variable2, and then I will give the value as 2. Now I will perform addition. So I will write echo, and here what I will write inside this, I will write echo the addition is, and then I will write here $variable1 plus $variable2. Now what I will do, I will execute this, but before executing I will write here dot. So here dot is again my string operator is there, right? So dot will concatenate. So let me save it, and now if I am executing, then you can see that I am getting the addition is 7, right? So this was about the addition. Now let's see subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus, right? So what I will do, I will just here copy and paste. So I will use Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and here I will write, instead of addition I will write subtraction, Here I will write multiplication. Then similarly for division. And I will one more time I will copy and paste it, and then I will write modulus. Okay. So here instead of addition I will write subtraction, that is minus. Multiplication I will use asterisk, and for division I will use slash, and for modulus I will use the remainder operator, right? So I don't want the values to be in the same line, so what I will do here, I will write here echo, and then I will write br tag inside echo. And now let me copy and paste it. So I will paste it after each operator, and let me save it. And now if I'm executing, you can see that I'm getting the value. The addition is 7, the subtraction is 3. I was having two numbers, right? 5 minus 2 will be 3, multiplication will be 5 into 2 10, and division will give you the quotient, right? So 5 by 2 will be 2.5, and the modulus operator will give you the remainder. So if you're dividing 5 with 2, you'll get remainder as 1. So this was all about arithmetic operator. So now after arithmetic operator, we will see the next operator, that is assignment operator. So once again, I will comment it down and I will write here assignment operator. So what I will do here, I can create one more variable. Let's say I'm writing here dollar variable, and here I can assign the value of this variable, right? Dollar variable 1. So what? So dollar variable 1 value is 5, right? So 5 will be assigned to this variable. So this is an assignment operator. Now let's perform some operations. So I will create one more variable, dollar variable 3, and here I will assign the value of dollar variable 2. So basically what I am doing, so here my variable will carry the value 5, that is integer value, and variable 3 will carry the value of variable 2, that is 2, right? So this is the assignment operator. Now after creating this two variable, what I will do, I will write here dollar variable, and then I will write here plus equal to 1, right? Now what will happen, this means variable is equal to variable plus 1, right? Now if I'm writing echo, let me write here echo, and here I will write dollar variable, and now if I'm executing it, you can see that I will be getting the value as 6, right? So why I'm getting the value as 6? Let's see what is exactly dollar variable. Dollar variable is equal to variable 1, right? And variable 1 value is 5. So 5 will assign to this variable, and here, so what do you mean by this thing? So this means that my dollar variable is equal to dollar variable plus 1. So 5 plus 1 will be 6. Now if I'm printing my variable, so I will get the value as 5 plus 1 6, right? Similarly I can perform several more operations. So I will write here dollar variable, and then I will write minus is equal to 1, and then I will write here echo, and then I will write here dollar variable. But before that, let me write here echo br so that I can get the value in next line. Okay, so after this I will write this. Now let me save it, and if you see, I'm getting the value as 5, right? Similarly you can perform for other operations also. Let me show you. Instead of this, if I'm writing control C and then control V, and here if I am giving multiplication, and then if I am printing, let me copy and paste this br, and after that I will write here. So here what do you mean by this? This means dollar variable is equal to dollar variable into 1, right? And after execution you can see that I will be getting the value as 5, and this is my output. So this was the basic idea about assignment operator. Now let's see some more operators. So now let's see increment and decrement operator. So let me comment it down. I will write here increment and decrement operator. So here I have created a variable whose name is variable 10, and inside that I have assigned the value as 14. Now what I will do, I will do the post increment. So I will write here dollar variable 10, and then I will write plus plus, and after that I will print the value of this variable. So I will write echo, and then I will write here dollar variable 10. So if I'm executing it now, so before execution, let me write here echo br. Let me save it. So if I'm doing the execution now, you can see the value I'm getting as 15, right? So this is the post increment. So my value was 14, right? And then after that I've done the increment. Now we'll see the example of decrement too, right? So what I will do now, I will do the decrement. So I will write here variable 10, and then I will do minus minus, and before that I will put dollar here. And if now I'm printing this, let me put here br. After I will save it. So let me do the execution. You can see that I am getting 14. So I have showed you about post increment and post decrement. So what do you mean by post increment? So in post increment, what it will do, first it will print the value, then after that there will be incrementation. Similarly for post decrement, first it will print the value, then there will be a decrement. I will show you the example. Here I have written that dollar variable 10 minus minus. So if I write here echo, right, and let me write here br also after this. Similarly, if I am writing here echo, and let me write here br2, and now if I am saving and executing it, you can see that these are the values that I am getting. I will tell you how. Let's see this. So here you can see that variable 10 value is assigned as 14, right? So as I told you that if you are doing the post increment, right? So first it will print the value and then there will be increment. So here I am writing echo. So echo will display the output. So here I will be getting as 14. So if you see here, I am getting as 14, right? And after that there will be a increment in the variable. So if I'm printing then variable, then there will be increment, and then I will be getting 15. So you can see that I am getting 15 here. Now, so 15 I got it. Now what I am doing here post decrement. So here I got the value as 15. So first it will print 15 and then there will be decrement. So here I will be getting my output as 15 and then I will get my final output as 14. So if you see here, I am getting 15 and 14, right? So always remember post increment as well as post decrement. So first there will be the print of the same value and then there will be increment as well as decrement, right? So this was the logic. Similarly for the pre-increment, there will be a prior increment in the value, right? So this was the basic idea about the operators. So next we are having the comparison operator that we will see in loop. So this was the basic idea about operators. So the next topic that we are having is strings, right? Now you might have a question. Yeah, we have already discussed about the string variable and we also know that what is the string, right? But I want to show you some functions that we can use in string to manipulate it. The first function that we are having is string length. So let's suppose that if you are having any string, let me create a string variable. So I'm writing here dollar string, and here inside double quotes I will write, let's say Gaurav. So if you want to calculate the size of this string variable, then you can use string length function. So it will give me the size of an string, right? Now the next function we are having is string word count. So if I'm writing here, let's suppose that I'm making one more string variable, string 1, and here if I'm writing great learning, so you can see that I'm having great learning. So there are two words. So if I'm writing here string word count, so I will get 2 in my output. Next, string reverse. Yeah, in PHP we can do the reversal of a string, but in Java there is no such function is there where we can do directly reversal of a string, right? But in PHP it's possible. Now, so let's suppose that this is a great learning, right? If I want to do the reverse of this string, then I will write string reverse. So other than these three, there are some more functions that are used in string. We'll see each of them in practical example. So now let's see some functions in string. So what I will do, first I will create a string. So I'll write string variable $string and I will assign the value here great learning. So this is my great learning. Let me give space in between. So this is my string variable, right? Now after this, what I will do, I will put this inside a syntax of PHP and then let me close it. So if I want to know the length of this string, so I told you the function is string length, right? And inside this I will put the parameter string. So and now, so if I want to display the output on the screen, then I will use echo function. So inside echo I will write this thing, right? Now if I'm executing it, so on execution you can see that I am getting length of a string as 14. Now, so this was about the length of the string. Now what if I want to know the number of words in a string, right? So here you can see that we are having two words in a string. So for calculating this, I will write once again echo and then I will write string word count, and now inside this what I will do, I will write once again the string variable, and if I'm executing it, so on execution you can see that I am getting 142. So why I'm getting here 142? Because I didn't use the br tag. So let me write there br HTML tag so that I can get the value in the next line, right? So here I will write echo. So now I will write here br. So let me execute this. So I will just save it, Control S, and now I will execute it. So now after execution, you can see that I am getting the word count in a string, that is 2, right? Because great and learning are two words. Now let's see another function that we are having. So I will once again copy and paste this br thing. And now after that, as I told you that we can also do the reverse in a string in PHP, right? So what I will do here, so I will write here reverse function. So to write reverse function, I will write here string reverse, and now inside that I will put my variable, that is string, right? So I'll write $string here, and now if I'm executing once again, let me save this. So on execution you can see that I am getting the reverse of great learning, right? So yeah, so these are some functions that we can perform in strings. So the next topic we are having is functions. So what is function? Function is a block of code that runs on invoking or calling, right? So let's see the syntax of function. If you want to create a function, first I will write function and then I will write function name. So let's suppose if I'm writing here at tech, so this is my function name, and inside this I can write my statements and then I will close this function, right? So as I told you, function is a block of code that runs on calling or invoking. So then how to call a function? So if I want to call a function, then I will write outside the function at tech, that is nothing but function name. So I will write here function name to call the function, and function will be called. So if I'm writing here at tech, so it will jump and it will see at tech. So whatever the statements are inside the function, it will execute, right? And why do we need function and why do we use function? Because instead of writing similar code again and again, we can create function and then we can call it, right? Now let's see a practical example of function. So I will write here code PHP, and inside this I will write function, and I will give the name of the function as a tech, and inside this function I will write here echo, and then I will write simple welcome to great learning. Welcome to great learning. And then this is my function, right? So I've created my function. Now I will call this function. So here I will write simple add tech with the function name. Now let me save this and close this PHP. Now if I'm executing this, then you can see that I am getting welcome to Great Learning. So this is the basic idea about function. So next we are having function arguments. So information can be passed in function through arguments. So if you want to pass any information in function, then you can pass through it arguments, right? And also remember that call by value and call by reference is supported by PHP. Now let's see a demo of function arguments. Here, this is my syntax of PHP, and inside that I have created a function whose name is student, and inside this I am passing a variable, right? Whose name is $name. And inside this I'm writing echo hey and then $name, right? So as I told you that if you want to run a function, then you have to call it. So I will call the function with a function name, so student, and inside that I will put parameter as Tony. So instead of name, Tony will be there and it will print and give me hey Tony. Similarly, once again I am calling with Admin and Gaurav. Similarly, my output will be coming as hey Admin and hey Gaurav. Now let me show you with the practical example. So now what I will do here, I will first create a function, and after creating function I will give the name of function as student, and inside this student I will give a variable, let's suppose name, and after that inside this function I will write echo and I will say hey, or you can see I will say the name is, and then I will write here dollar name, and after that I will write br. So I will write here br, and then I will close it. Now after this what I will do, as I told you that if I want to call a function, then I will write function name, and inside that I will write Tony. Let me copy and paste, and then I will change the name here admin, and here Gaurav, and let me save this. And if I'm executing it now, then you can see that I am getting the name is Tony, the name is admin, and the name is Gaurav. So this is all about function arguments. Now we will see call by value and call by reference. So what do you mean by call by value? So in call by value, actual value is not changed even though there is any modification inside the function. So this is my function, and here I am changing this variable to GL, right? But my actual value is Great Learning, right? So even though there is any modification inside the function, then also my actual value will not change. So if I will print here, I will get my output as Great Learning, right? Let's see what is called by reference. So here actual value will be changed if there will be any modification inside the function, right? So for call by reference, here I will write ampersand, right? So you can see that here my actual value is Great Learning, right? But there is a modification I am doing here inside the function, and I am writing here GL, right? So when you will display the output here, so your output will be here as GL, right? Because actual value will be modified if there is any modification inside the function. Now let's see the practical example of call by value and call by reference. Now let's see first call by value. So for call by value, what I will do, first I will create a function, and let me give the function name as text. So I'll write edt, and inside this let me create a variable $a, and inside this function I will write here $a is equal to GL, right? Now what I will do, now I will create my actual variable. So I will write here $b is equal to Great Learning, and now after this what I will do here, I will call this function, and after that I will print. Let me save this, and if you are executing it, you will see my actual variable is Great Learning. So on execution I will be getting the value as Great Learning. So this is call by value, actual value will not modify it. Let me execute. So on execution you can see that is showing Great Learning. So in call by reference, actual value will be modified if there is any modification inside the function. So here you can see that inside this function we are having $agl, right? There is a modification, but for call by reference here I have to write ampersand, right? And let me save it. So on execution you can see that I am getting my value as gl, right? So changes inside the function will reflect the actual variable. So this was all about call by value and reference. So the next topic we are having is array. So what is array? So array is a collection of more than one value in a single variable, right? So each element in array has a distinct index. Now in general in PHP we are having three types of array. The first one is index array, second one is the associative array, and the third one is multidimensional array. So by default if nothing is mentioned then it is considered to be an index array, right? So I am talking about as of now index array, right? So always remember that indexing will be start from 0, right? So you can see that in the formal definition, array is a collection of more than one value in a single variable. So here you can see that we are having multiple integer value here, and as I told you the indexing will start from 0. So this is at 0th position, this is the first position, this is the second one, third one, and similarly fourth one, right? And if you want to access any value then you can access it through indexing. So coming to the third point, here it is written that any elements in an array can be accessed through indexing. Suppose that if you want to print 11 then you can write it through indexing. Now let's see the creation of an array. So here in PHP the function that we will be using to create an array is an array function, right? So here this is the basic syntax of PHP, and this is the variable that I have created for array. And inside this variable, let's suppose that if I'm creating any variable a, then I will create an array function, and inside this array function I will store multiple values, right? Suppose that if I'm writing here great, here I'm writing learning. Okay, so this is my array. Now as I told you that if you want to know the learning value then it can be fetched through indexing. So what I will do now, I will write here simple $a, that is my variable, and as I told you that indexing will be start from 0. So this is the 0th position, this is my first position, and if I'm writing here first position, and before that if I'm writing here echo, then you will see that I will be getting my output as learning. So in this way we can get the value through indexing. So the value can be fetched using indexing. So this was the basic idea about an index array. Now let's see an example. So let's see the example of index array. So let me create a variable here. So I'll write $a and I will create an array function, and inside this array function what I will do, I will write here, let's suppose welcome to great learning. So here this is my array and it's containing a string values, multiple string values. Now if I want to print suppose learning, so as I told you indexing will start with 0 position, right? So at learning my position will be 3, right? 0 1 2 3. So what I will do here, now I will write here echo, and simply I will write $a, and then I will write the indexing position, that is 3, and let me save it. And on execution you can see that I am getting my output as learning. So this is a basic idea about indexed array. So after index array, now let's see associative array, right? So before moving to associative array, here we are having count function, right? So count function will give you the number of elements that are present in an array. So here you can see that we are having 3 string values. So as I told you that count function gives the number of elements, so here the number of elements are 3. So if I'm writing echo count, and inside that if I'm writing variable, then it will give me my output as 3, right? So yeah, coming to the associative array, elements are associated with is equal to and greater symbol. So basically associative arrays are used to store the key and value pair, right? So here you can see that we are having 2 ways to define an array. The first way is I will create a variable and then I will write array function, and inside this function I will write key and its value. So Tony is the key here, 96 is the value, similarly admin and Gaurav. So this is the first way. Now moving to the second way, I will write the variable name and inside that once again I will give the key and I will assign the value inside that key. So 96 is assigned. Similarly, once again I will write the variable name, another name, admin, and then value is assigned to this. Similarly for Gaurav also. So this was the basic idea about associative array. Now let's see the practical example. So now let me create the associative array. So I will write here $marks. This is my variable, and inside this variable I will give the name. Let's here take the name of Tony, and then I will assign the value here 97. Similarly, I will write here this same variable, and inside this I will give the key as an admin, and then I will write 96. So let me write this variable again, and I will write now Gaurav. So let me assign here the marks as 89. Now after this, what I will do, after this I will write just echo, and then I will simply write $marks Tony. Let me copy this, and if I'm writing here, and if I'm executing it, let me save it. So on execution, you can see that I am getting the marks of Tony as 97, right? I can also write in another way. I can also write the marks of the Tony. I will write here the marks obtained by Tony is, and now I will concatenate it. So I will write here dot, and let me save it. And if I'm executing now, you can see that I'm getting the marks obtained by Tony is 97. So this was all about associative array. So next we are having multidimensional array. So multidimensional array is an array of arrays. Why I'm telling this? Let's see, this is a variable, and here inside an array I am creating an array. You can see that I am creating multiple array inside an array, right? So that's why I'm writing it's an array of arrays, right? And multidimensional array can also be represented in the form of matrix. How? Can you see? So this is 1, 2, 3. So let's say that this is the student ID, right? So the student ID, and this is the name of the student, and this is the marks scored by the student. So this can be represented in the form of matrix, right? So we can have 3 rows and 3 columns, right? 1, 2, 3. Then I will write here Tony, Gaurav, and admin 96, 92, 86. So these 3 are rows and these 3 are columns. So it can be represented in the form of matrix form, right? So this is the basic syntax of multidimensional array, right? Now let's take a practical example of it. So now what I will do, first I will create a variable. So I will write here $array, and inside this variable I will create array function, and inside this array function I will create array. So as we know that multidimensional is a array of n arrays. So I'll write here array, and inside this array I will write Ram, Shyam, and then Manish, and then let me give quotes here. And after that I will create one more array, and here also I will give, let's say I will write here Gaurav, then I will write here Tony, and then I will write here admin. If I want to display the information of this array, so what I will write, I will use here print r method, and inside that I will write my array name. Let me execute this now. I will save this. So on execution, you can see that information has been displayed, and also you can see the indexing position here in the output. So this was all about arrays.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoy this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video any queries or suggestions, and I will also respond to your comments.